going pretty fast, I think, so I'm pretty happy too.
Okay. Good morning. This is Judge Alyssa Perez presiding over the 210th District Court criminal docket for January 26, 2023. All matters being heard today are being heard in accordance with all emergency orders and directives regarding COVID-19. In addition to that, we are streaming all matters live via YouTube for public viewing. Mr. Marufo, would you call our next case, please?
Bottom of page 9, Judge. In cause number 2021-0D0-0640, State of Texas versus Randy Alexander Martel. Announcement of counsel, please.
We're looking for the state of Texas. State is ready. Good morning, Your Honor.
Do we want to handle both of them together? Sorry, Felix. Yeah, I think
yes, Your
so.
Honor.
We have Randy, and then we have also 2021-0D00641, Christopher Rick Martel. Are you sitting in for Mr.
Mr. Spencer?
Sir.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm covering both cases. So Felix Valenzuela on behalf of Randy Martel and Christopher Martel.
Okay, good morning, counsel. I have us down for a final status conference. I just kind of feel like I haven't seen you all in a while. So how about an update? I know we had some testing outstanding. I don't know if there was something else.
Yes, Your Honor. So as far as the DNA portion of testing, that has been completed,
Right.
and everything, yes, everything should be on portal as far as the reports. Now the second portion of the testing, which was the trace that was sent off to Austin, I did ask for an update on January 20th, and I received the analyst is off of Austin, and she actually just started working on the case this week. She did not have a definite timeline of when she will be done. She said it depends on factors. However, typically it takes 60 to 90 days turnaround, but she will touch base with me again with an update next week.
Okay.
As far as the
Go ahead.
apologies. As far as the phone extractions, there were 2 phones that were sent off to HSI. We did retrieve an extraction, and that has been disclosed to Mr. Valenzuela and Mr. Spencer. For the second extraction, I know Mr. Valenzuela asked more specific on why we didn't have an extraction. All we received was a note, some factor reset or something of that sort. So I did touch base again with HSI this morning to have them clarify why, or was there a physical or a logical extraction done? I have not received an answer just yet.
Okay. With at least one of those timetables, it really is. I mean, I think there's a high potential that we don't make the March trial date. Let me hear from you, Mr. Valenzuela.
So just a little bit of explanation. The reason why we need the physical extraction is because the logical just gives us what's the software on the phone. The physical actually shows us what was deleted, what was changed, what operating system changed as well. And so when I spoke to Ms. King, we both talked about that, and it makes sense why that's important to our defensive theory, given that there were threats going back and forth. And so we need to show that our clients were the ones that were threatened at that time. I asked my paralegal to see if we got that, Ms. King, and we did get a hand delivery yesterday. I don't know if that is the phone extractions. I haven't looked at them yet, but I assume that's what they are. And so, Judge, for the court's information, Mr. Spencer and I are set for a murder trial on 384th, and it's the last week of February. And we start the Monday to do voir dire, and it's the Monday right before the Friday that we're supposed to start this case. It is the 27th. I'm sorry. We start voir dire on the 384th, and then I guess we're set for a special jury trial here on the 3rd, March 3rd, which is that Friday.
Correct.
And so in all honesty, I don't think we'll be done with that murder trial, or to start the Martels.
So do we have, well, let me ask, how are you all wanting, I know we have a backup, but honestly, even looking at the backup, I'm like, I think we backed him up very soon. Yeah, I think, the goal was to hit the March date, and then I didn't want to delay if it was something minor, but we're not there. Both of the defendants are in custody, and I know that's been an ongoing thing where you all have been asking for a reduced bond. So how are you all wanting to handle it? I have my settings. So are you planning on filing some type of joint motion for continuance? I don't have a problem by agreement passing the March setting, but I will leave the April setting. And then at that point, if we're still needing more time, someone's going to have to file a continuance.
And Judge, I spoke to Ms. King and she's been very responsive. And she says that the state should be ready to go. The issues that we have pending are more defensive theory of the case, exactly what I just talked about, the physical extraction and whatnot. And so we're okay passing the March 3rd. And I mean, when we get to April, we can revisit that as we get closer.
Okay, let me look, because what I will then do is I will remove the February 28th and March 3rd settings, but I do want to check in with you around that time. Maybe 2 weeks. Let's look at, so we're set for, and the backup is 4/11. Let's do March 28th, and we will do that at the 3 p.m. Jail slot, so we can have clients here.
That works with the state, Your Honor.
Okay,
That works for us, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
perfect. Okay, if you need something before then, let us know. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, who's next?
Maybe excuse, Judge?
You may. Do we have the one on top of page 10? Is Ms. Butterworth here?
Not yet, Judge.
Okay, have we contacted her?
No, ma'am, not yet. I'll get a hold of it.
Okay, it was at 10. I see that. Okay, go ahead.
Page 11, Judge.
Mhm.
In cause number 2022 0D01098, State of Texas versus Dominic Elijah Reyes. Announcement of council.
Eliana Elizalde for the state. State is ready.
Orlando Torres on behalf of Joshua Spencer. We are present and ready.
Okay, I have this down for a motion for continuance. I'm assuming it was by Mr. Spencer, Mr. Torres?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Spencer is sitting for the Nevada State Bar.
Oh, that's right.
That
I had reviewed it. And so there was basically why I wanted to have a hearing on it is to know a timetable, because when I look at, I feel like on Mr. Reyes's case, we had some hearings that I can't remember if this is the one with the outcry, but I feel like we had some hearings that got reset, and then of course we've already crept up on a trial date. So I want to know a timetable that he's looking for. So are we looking, can I reset in 2 months, or do we need 6 months? What are we looking at?
Your Honor, I believe maybe perhaps splitting the baby on that one would be the best. I think certainly Mr. Spencer has let me know that he was going to be doing the Nevada bar, and then he had a trial shortly thereafter. I think 3 months would be sufficient time for him, Your Honor. And if he needs any time, more time than that, then he can certainly address that with the court. But
and I'm sorry, I failed to mention, I'm seeing here a Dominic Reyes that is logged in as well. Mr. Reyes, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so Mr. Reyes is appearing remotely as well for this hearing. Well, I'm not really sure about what you're telling me on the timetable. So what I'm going to do, I'm sorry, Ms. Elizalde, did you all have an objection, or what's the state's position on the continuance?
It's on the post.
Okay, so what we're gonna do, what are the dates that he's out of pocket for the bar exam? 24. Okay, so what we're gonna do is come back on March 14th. And that is gonna be a final judges conference. That'll be at 10 a.m. Final judges conference to go before the court, Myrna, so we can get a timetable squared away for trial and get an update from everybody about where we are.
thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate that.
Thank you very much. And we'll cancel out, Myrna, the 14th and the 17th. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Reyes. Get in touch with your attorney, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Who's next?
Ms. Butterworth is logging in, Judge, but in the meantime, we can do the probation with the interpreter.
Okay, let's go ahead. Which one is that?
It's on page 10 for Mr. Duron.
Mr. Torres, are you covering that one too?
I have, Your Honor.
Okay. Where's Mr. Oh, there, he's connecting to audio. Good morning, Mr. Cifuentes.
Good morning. How are you doing, Judge?
Señor Durón, ¿está ahí? Oh, he just muted again.
Estoy.
Okay, Mr. Cifuentes, I'll let you do.
Are we activating the function?
No.
Okay. Señor Alberto Durón, ¿sí me puede escuchar?
Sí, señor.
Bueno,
Sí.
la manera en que lo vamos a hacer, mire, yo voy a ser su intérprete. Una persona va a hablar y luego yo lo repito en el otro idioma. Otra
Ah,
persona habla y luego yo lo repito y así hasta que terminemos.
ok. Sí.
Mr. Cifuentes, we are going to activate it. I just wanted
we
to
are?
make sure. Yes. I just wanted to make sure that he had some instruction, but I didn't realize he was at probation. So Ms. Martinez, if you
Okay.
can, Marufo, if you activate the function, and Ms. Martinez, if you will put him on the Spanish channel.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Sí.
Listo, ahí
Ujú.
Why is the police center here?
They have Mr.
Sí.
Webb, I believe,
Sí.
Mr. Webb?
for an admonishment hearing, Judge.
Oh, okay. Never seen that.
Do I mute Mr. Duron? Yes.
I think it's mute original audio and select Spanish.
Uh,
Is that right, Mr. Cifuentes? Yes.
oh, okay, perfect.
Ms. Brisa, do you
I
see
think
like
I
the
got it.
little round little, like on the very bottom, it should say interpretation?
Oh, okay.
But don't mute him.
Ms. Martinez, yeah, he has to be unmuted.
Just tampoco.
That is better to unmute Mr. Duron? Yes, I'm so sorry, because we're utilizing two different computers. So I'm running back and forth. Okay.
Right. Yeah, it looks like they're pretty close. Go ahead.
In cause number 2018-0D03352, State of Texas versus Alberto Duron Caballero. Announcement of council, please.
Eliana Elizalde for the state is ready.
Good morning. Madam President. On behalf of Joshua Spencer, representing Alberto Duron, we are present and ready.
Ms. Elizalde, have you announced? Okay, so Ms. Martinez, I think you need to select English. And if Ms. Elizalde, and you're muted. I see you're muted. And Ms. Elizalde, I don't know if you announced and you're just not on the English channel, but everybody other than Mr. Duron needs to be on English.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Is there a way we can isolate? Mr. Duron?
We're in a conference room. It's only him and I, and the door is closed.
Yeah, you need to be in, somebody needs to be in a different room, Ms. Martinez. The audio, the interpreter won't be able to hear.
Okay, just give me 1 minute, please, Your Honor.
Sure.
Judge, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Salirme.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your Honor,
Mm-hmm.
if I may,
Mhm.
we sent you an email that Ms. Martinez Sosa had sent to you regarding Mr. Duron.
This morning?
No, this was back on January 18th, and I just forwarded to you so that you had it, you can go back and refer to it.
Is it regarding, I mean, where he didn't want a DWI court and he still just wants to do the jail commitment?
Yes, Your Honor. I just wanted to remind you of that one.
Yeah, I recall. Let me go and see if I can dig it out here. Yeah, I responded to it, right? Just let me know on today if we have any other issues.
Yes, Your Honor.
¿Este es más uno? No,
No. Ahorita
Sí.
mira, ahí está.
Ay. ¿Ves?
Okay.
Ah,
Okay.
sí, gracias. Tengo que estar pegado en la esta, ¿sí? Ok. Ay. Ay. Oh.
Okay, great. All right, is everybody ready?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm so sorry. Thank you.
That's okay. All right, so we're here on, oh goodness, a probation status hearing. I think I had reset this for 2 weeks. This was one that was an ongoing issue of the court referring him a while back to DWI court. And Mr. Torres, I think we kind of said it a little bit off the record that I was just pending today to get confirmation from Mr. Spencer that he continued to not want to participate in the DWI court, so that we would be looking at a jail commitment.
Your Honor, what Mr. Spencer has asked me to address the court about is that he will be entering the DWI program.
Really?
Yes, Mr. Spencer said that he spoke with Judge Anchondo about his entry, and he is requesting 1 week conference with client to assist with the screening and assessment to start the program. 1 week.
Mr. Leron, are you in agreement now to go to the DWI court for treatment?
No, les digo que es que yo no puedo, yo estoy muy enfermo. Yo le he dicho al abogado que yo estoy muy enfermo. Ya mi
All
memoria
right,
está muy
so
mal.
I'm
mi
going to
vista
reset this
también, y mis pulmones
thank
están
you,
muy mal.
Mr. Duran. I'm going to reset this for what are we today? Thursday? It's going to have to be 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Okay.
I apologize, Your Honor.
No worries, Mr. Torres. Let me tell you this. If it's just a matter of confusion, what I will ask, if you will convey it to Mr. Spencer, is that if there was some, I know I had offered, because, you know, I'm not ignoring maybe some of the difficulties. I'm not understanding how a jail commitment is easier for him with his health concerns than DWI court, is kind of doing a pre-conference also with Judge Anchondo's team to maybe tailor a treatment plan in DWI court, right? That does not, you know, of course it depends on compliance, but that does not last a very long time. And I think we can achieve that, but they're not gonna, I mean, with the position that he doesn't want it, they won't take him. And if that stays the same, then we'll talk about the document. But we'll come back in 2 weeks, okay?
Okay, I'll make sure to communicate that to Mr. Spencer, along with another message that I don't like working in his office.
Okay, sounds fine. We'll come back in 2 weeks in the client here. Thank you very much.
Should I hold an empty?
I'm sorry?
Should I hold off on filing a motion to revoke?
Is there not one pending?
No, there's no motion pending.
So this is one, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, even since the last hearing, we should have had, because we had the violations outstanding, right? That was the whole point, is probation never notified the court. He was not in agreement to go, and so the process never happened. So there was the order, he refused to go. I feel like if I go back and I look at the report, there were some other violations that should have been sent over to the DA's office already.
I requested a motion to revoke, but I didn't check if we had the VN yet, so I need to verify that.
Okay, let's get it going.
No VN has been submitted, Your Honor, from my office.
Okay.
There was a violation, I have the notes here.
There were violations on the monitor because that's what precipitated the order for him to go to DWI court.
Yes,
And then
Your Honor.
probation just never notified anybody that he didn't want to go. So there were no mods, nothing happened. Okay.
There was violations of skipping tests on the device on 2021. That is a violation that I have on my notes. But yes, I will submit the paperwork today.
Thank you. Okay, Elizalde, thank you for reminding me. All right, anything else?
Nothing further from us, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Torres. Thank you, Mr. Duran. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Do we need the interpreter for anything else?
This,
I don't believe so, Judge.
Mr. Cifuentes, thank you very much. Thank you.
May I be excused now?
You may. Thank you, Ms. Martinez.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, we can turn off the function and go to the next case, please.
Okay. Let me know if I need to come back.
Thanks, Mr.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Mr. Lozano is representing Ramirez judge and Ms. Butterworth.
Let's do that one.
But he had to step away for a parole hearing. We can do the next probation hearing at the virtual police center.
Okay, go ahead and call it.
In cause number 2018-0D03793, State of Texas versus Eric Melvin Webb. Announcement of council, please.
Eliana Elizalde for the state. State is ready.
Officer Ramos with the probation, Your Honor.
Is Mr. Webb, where is he? Is he in your office, Ms. Ramos?
We are at the police center, Your Honor.
Oh, okay.
He should be connecting.
Mr. Webb, is that you?
No.
Okay. Mr. Marufo, did you already call it?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ramos, I received a report. I'm looking through the report right now, but I reviewed the email. I got to think, just with the cases I've been seeing lately, that you're catching all of my non-compliant folks that you inherited. I think I'm understanding that's what's going on. Okay. But I understand, I guess there's been some catch up on this one, because what I have here, Mr. Webb, is a report from probation that did go into some detail now about ongoing circumstances, your financial situation, things of that nature, okay? And so I have to think, Ms. Ramos, well, why don't you just tell me what your probation's assessment is of Mr. Webb's situation?
Your Honor, aside from the violations mentioned on the summary, the treatment, discharges due to attendance and him not being able to pay, there's no positive UAs, Your Honor.
How often was he tested?
I last tested him last week. Before that, Your Honor, the previous test was done in February of 2022. And then it was about twice a month in 2021.
How were we documenting? I understand, I guess there was some outreach to Mr. Webb. But it has here on the report, it says reporting 2 times a month. And I'm not sure if monthly is underlined. Is there specific documentation about how that reporting was being complied with?
Your Honor, he did go to the Vinton office in person a couple of times at the beginning of his probation. After that, we had COVID and we would do the home visits at the OC, at the Opportunity Center. That's where we see him.
So are each of those visits documented in your file?
They should be, Your Honor.
What does that mean? Don't you have the file?
Yes, Your Honor. There's a lot of failure to reports. But we do try, I have been seeing Mr. Webb, Your Honor, almost on a weekly basis at the OC.
He started in 2019. He's on for 10 years. I mean, this is clearly not how probation is supposed to be supervising. And I understand the complications, right? But I mean, he's not the first person who's homeless or at the Opportunity Center or anything like that. And, you know, look at the offense.
Correct, Your Honor.
Yeah. Okay. So probation, I guess, has said, so let me ask, what has he done in treatment? Has he done anything?
Your Honor, he did attend treatment a couple of sessions. He did purchase his book very later into his probation period. I want to say in 2021 that he purchased his book, but then again, he was dropped for non-attendance and financials. So he didn't get very far, Your Honor, in treatment.
When was that?
He purchased his book in November of 2021. But then again, he was discharged December 2021.
So almost 2 years, he went without treatment.
Without a book.
Bought a book, and then he was dropped. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
So we've done nothing, really. We've done nothing. We've
Yes,
said hi every once in a while, and that's the extent of the supervision that's been done on a case where he is on probation for sexual assault of a child. So the recommendation is what?
Your Honor, I did review the case in December. That's when I found all these multiple violations. I have tested Mr. Webb, UA and BA, he's negative. The treatment provider did recommend a mental health evaluation back in November 2021. I went ahead and got that done as well, Your Honor. He has an appointment February 14th. Which we will be taking care of, that making sure he goes to that appointment. In regards to treatment, Your Honor, he is delinquent $105 with it's a previous balance, which the department has agreed to assist him paying for that be in order so he can re-enroll and start fresh. We will also be paying for treatment from now on. I have talked to Mr. Webb. He claims he can walk and get himself to treatment and will do so once he's back enrolled. Once he's evaluated with MA, with mental health, then we'll go from there. And that's pretty much it, Your Honor. I do see him. I'm planning on seeing him. They're supposed to be reporting to us 3 times a month. We have to see him face to face 3 times a month, which I will be doing that, Your Honor.
I know you will, but we've been here for 4 years, and that's all right. So there's a couple of things that I want to happen at this point.
Your Honor, if I may, community service, he has not worked.
He hasn't done any
hours, Your Honor. Again, transportation will be an issue since our guys can only go to Concordia Cemetery. But with your permission, Your Honor, we can see if he can do his community service at the Opportunity Center. That way, we can help him with that and still comply with his hours.
Ms. Elizalde, you want to chime in? You had any input?
I mean, I'm struggling to see what I know you're recommending a mental health evaluation again, right? Is that?
Well, it's just never been done.
It was,
Let me tell you where I am. I want a violation notice sent to the DA's office. Get it started. Ms. Elizalde, send me the motion.
Okay.
We're gonna come back in 2 weeks. Myrna, we need to get the public defender. Is the public defender here? Mr. Huffman's here. I don't know if you would get this one, Mr. Huffman. We need to appoint public defenders right now.
I missed that, Judge.
No worries. I don't expect you to jump in, but we're going to appoint public defenders and we're going to start a process for the violations on this probation. He's been on probation for 4 years. And we're going to come back. In 2 weeks. Is there a reason why we were at the police center?
yes, Your Honor, we were accommodating Mr. Webb since he doesn't have a phone or a computer at the OC.
Okay, so we're gonna. I mean, it's just as easy for him to come to the courthouse, right?
Yes, Your Honor, we can take care of that.
So let's do it here at the courthouse at Ms. Ramos. It'll be at 11 a.m.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Huffman, we're gonna have to try and figure out a better way to get him on track. Maybe your office can assist with that before. I am not ruling out issuing a bench warrant for the violations, okay?
And
But
Ms. Webb, can you come to the courthouse today? To my office as soon as you get out of this hearing?
You want me to go to the courthouse?
No, Mr. Webb?
Mr. Webb.
Yes, we can take him. We
Okay.
have to transport him from the OC to the police center. So we can take him to the courthouse as soon as we're done here.
Mr. Webb, I have appointed the public defenders to represent you, okay?
All right.
All right, we're gonna come back after you go meet with, they're gonna transport you to the public defender's office. And then we're gonna come back in 2 weeks to reevaluate your situation because the report and the reason that we are addressing you today is because I understand you have difficult circumstances, but you are wholly not compliant with your probation, okay? So before I go where I would probably normally go, I'm giving you an opportunity to speak with an attorney and we're gonna explore some options, okay? Mr. Huffman, so you know the financial angle of it is obviously, I think, well, I'm gonna take probation's word for it, that that's the reason why we have so much non-compliance. But they're offering to pay for his treatment at this point because he's been dropped multiple times and it appears to be because he didn't have the money to pay for the treatment. Okay?
Understood.
Okay.
I look forward to speaking with you, Mr. Webb. I'll be here all day. So as soon as you get out, I'm on the 5th floor with Huffman.
Okay, so we'll do a probation status hearing, as I mentioned, and Ms. Ramos, thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
You may. Who's next?
Top of page 10, Judge.
Okay.
In cause number 2022-0D00563, State of Texas versus Juan Angel Ramirez. Announcement of council, please.
Sorry, I was having a problem with the mute button. State of Texas, Charles R. Kyle Vance is ready.
And good morning, Your Honor, Denise Butterworth, and I see that Mr. Carmona is on. It doesn't look like he is opening his video. But Denise Butterworth and Omar Carmona on behalf of Mr. Ramirez.
Okay, and is Mr. Ramirez here? No? Okay, did he check in, Marufo?
Yes, Judge, he did check it.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. So we're scheduled for a final judges conference on this one. Let me go back. 563. How are we doing? Let me, as I pull it up, I don't even know what the topic is. How are we doing? What's the rec, Mr. Vance?
I will tell you, Judge, we got an email yesterday from Miss King letting us know that she is no longer going to be handling the case and that it is now officially assigned to Mr. Vance.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking what the rec is. Mr. Vance, what's the offer?
It is loading right here on that one. So
The last offer that was relayed to us by Miss King, so I'm assuming Mr. Vance has not changed it, but maybe that's a wrong
I have not.
assumption, was 40 years. That we are definitely respectfully declining that offer.
Mr. Vance, have you reviewed this case?
I just inherited it yesterday, so I'm in the middle of going through everything on it. I know the basic facts of everything, but we're going through this, and I can talk to Miss Butterworth a little more about it on outside, but I don't know how far we are from each other, but I can work on that and see exactly where we are. But I think most of I was told that the case is essentially ready, other than me getting familiar with everything.
So we're set for trial in a little over a month.
Yes.
I don't have you all coming back until the final hearing plea deadline. Ms. Butterworth, had there been any previous counters? I feel like I heard the 40 offer before. So had you all countered with anything? Had there been any negotiations?
No, I had spoken to Miss King, kind of with the premise or the idea of, am I wasting my time countering? Because our counter is going to be very low, just like I think the 40 is insanely high. And we both just kind of agreed, because of the family, I think, that might be driving this train, we were going to have to try it. I mean, I will officially counter. It's going to be as ridiculous as the state's rec is right now. In their eyes, I think both sides are going to see this case differently. And I do think that this is a trial, but let me get with Mr. Carmona and our client. We will officially counter. Maybe Mr. Vance will see the defense in this particular case. And I don't know, maybe we can resolve it.
Let me go back. As far as since defense counsel, I guess, has more, has been involved in this case longer. If that's the right way to put it. Is there anything outstanding? Testing, evidence, anything like that? So other than that, it's ready. Okay,
I believe that anything that they sent off for testing has come back.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is just reset the final judges conference of today. I don't want to wait till March 7th to hear from anybody for Tuesday. So we're on January 26th, come back on January 31st, 10 a.m. If there's been any discussions before the hearing, I would encourage you to do that. If there's going to be any, I'm not saying necessarily agreement, but just movement in the rec. Because after that, that trial date is looking really good. So I'll check with you guys on Tuesday.
Yes, we'll have done something by Tuesday and know where we are.
I would hope so. Thank you
Yes,
very
ma'am.
much. Okay. Anything else, Ms. Butterworth, Mr. Carmona?
No, we'll see you Tuesday, Judge.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Sorry about that, Judge. I'm just finishing up a parole hearing right now on Zoom. I'm
Ooh.
apologizing. I'm sorry.
And Denise, I'm going to send you a little message with my contact information.
Perfect. We'll wait to log off until I get it. Thank you.
All right, who's next?
We're ready on the add-on for Martinez, Judge.
Martinez.
Ebony.
Which one is that one?
Ebony Martinez, Judge.
Oh, okay. Well, did Mr. Huffman, are you there?
Yes, good morning.
So did you hear the news?
I did.
Okay, well, I signed the KPS and I signed the bench warrant. I thought I said this one was in person, but maybe I didn't.
No.
So if you have something to tell me, that's fine, but we're not getting anywhere. You all really need to just figure out how to resolve the cases.
Well, the only thing that I could think of, Judge, is some ACOP with, maybe letting her out during the week to watch her kids while her
When
mom's
is-
at work.
When is the DWI set for trial?
Well, we're not really trying to work it out. I mean, we're not trying to go to trial like that, Judge. We're trying to get a probation, trying to get in the good graces of the court. And
I
probation.
understand, but I'm not hearing it. I mean, she's testing positive. What's the offer on the DWI?
It's 18 months, Judge, and then three TDC on the rebel.
So time?
Time.
Okay.
Yeah. And we know how it looks and how bad we, you know, my client messed up, and I think I think she needs help. I mean, she's told me she needs help, and you know, I'm thinking I know that there needs to be something for this this latest incident, and I was hoping the court might consider some ACOP so that she could.
I'm ready to send her to DWI court is what I'm ready to do. She is making all the wrong choices, and she's got 2 young children. That is the whole reason we have this. She is making all the wrong choices. I'm at the very least DWI court. I mean, that's like the least punitive or restrictive, because she's got problems, a lot of problems. She's drinking, she's doing drugs. We have all this business. I'm over here worried about, well, who's going to be taking care of her kids if I give her ACOP? She doesn't care. She's driving around with the kids in the car. No. She's too young. She's committing too many mistakes, criminal mistakes. It's dangerous, Mr. Huffman.
It
Not
is.
understanding, Ms. Martinez, you're not understanding. I just told you 2 days ago, and it's the same thing that happened months ago when we were just looking at your probation case, and then you go and have a party with your kids in the car and have a car accident. Are you thinking? Are you thinking about what you're doing? Now you test positive for cocaine. That tells me everything about why you didn't test the last time. Are you thinking of your children? Are you yeah. So both the capias and the bench warrant are out, Mr. Huffman. Fix it.
I'll have her turn herself in, and I will reach out to, I don't know why I didn't think of the DWI court. I think that's a great idea. I think, and she wants help in it. I think she's a good candidate for that program. I think it could do some good.
All right. You gotta go get her screened. What's our next setting? I know we stuck this one as an add-on. Where is she? I don't see it listed on the docket. Is it listed on the docket?
It's not listed on the docket, Judge. That's why I couldn't tell you on the next setting.
Our next setting on the robo is a probation status hearing on March 7th.
Okay, well, there we have our date, and then the DWI case is set at the same time, Marissa?
Yes, Your Honor. There's a status conference also on March 7th.
I thought, let me see, Carla's asking me about the summary. What does the summary say, Carla?
Sorry, Your Honor. It was just, Judge, if you, I mean, I know Mr. Lopez updated us with, I guess, Ms. Martinez approaching him.
Oh, they want to adjudicate her to straight.
Yeah, but before that, Judge, I guess her phone call with Mr. Lopez was kind of like, you know, can we do another UA and not let the court know? And
what? Yeah, es que no. All right,
I think that was a misunderstanding though, Judge.
I'm not, I know what I'm dealing with here. Turn yourself in, Ms. Martinez. The capias and the warrant are out. I'm already telling you where I want to go with this. Okay? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who's next?
Back on page 1, Judge, middle of page 1.
Go ahead.
In cause number 2022 0D05160 and 22-0D-05160. State of Texas versus Jonathan Avila. Announcement of council, please.
Eliana Elizalde for the state. State is ready.
Didn't Mr. Avila, do you have an attorney? Unmute, please. You need to unmute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes?
Yes, ma'am. The thing is that I have two cases pending. I got a resisting arrest and the DWI, right? And I'm not sure if it's the same attorney because I asked my attorney.
Hold on, Mr. Avila. Myrna, I'm seeing that Mr. Avila has the public defender on a misdemeanor case. So can you please appoint the public defender on this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sorry, Mr. Huffman. Today's your day, I think. Mr. Avila, I was just looking at that. I didn't realize you had another case, but you obviously qualified and have the public defender representing you. So,
Yes, ma'am.
go
And
ahead.
that's the conflict that I had that like I was going back and forth because she would tell me I need to check to see if I'm gonna be appointed to the other case or just this one.
Okay. So thank you, Mr. Avila. I'm going to go ahead and mute you now because I don't want you to tell me anything about your case. All I want you to know is that at this point, the public defender is also on this case. Mr. Huffman, are you there?
Yes.
So I don't
Yes,
know who
sir.
exactly was handling the misdemeanor. We clearly missed this. So if to the extent public defenders can give us the heads up, it seems like he was voicing that on the misdemeanor case. And this one, we're set for arraignment today and a review hearing. Let me just double check on his PR bond. Ms. Elizalde, for the review hearing, can you tell me if this is a true third?
The true third judge.
Okay, was there an accident or anything like that?
No, Your Honor. No accident.
Okay, let me double check and see if I have a PR report on him. There we go. Private split bond. So it looks like he has the interlocked. Oh, but okay. So you asked, Mr. Avila, you have the portable unit? You're in
Yes,
a car,
ma'am.
are you driving?
No.
Okay, so we're gonna need to change up. So you're aware, Mr. Avila, on this type of case, it's standard for me to review the bond conditions that come from the magistrate judge. Okay, because my conditions are a little bit different. In your case, what I'm reading here from the PR report, you're actually in compliance with what I would order. So I'm going to go ahead and change your PR bond conditions, and it'll work because you're already doing them. You are not allowed to operate a motor vehicle. I'm seeing here from PR that you don't have a driver's license, so you wouldn't be able to drive anyway. You are to have the portable monitoring unit. You have it. Great. Stay in compliance with it because I don't want to see any violations. You're testing 4 times a day. You've been compliant with biweekly reporting. We're going to leave the biweekly reporting the same. You're not to drink any alcohol or use drugs. You'll be subject to testing. You may not leave El Paso County. Do you have any reason? Do you work outside of El Paso County?
That was one of my questions, ma'am. I recently moved to El Paso because I was working in the oil field and that's my my profession. And I've been having a little bit of conflict adjusting here in El Paso because like these years I've been working over there. So I would see if I could try and work over there again or.
So I'm not going to have the restriction that he remain in El Paso County, but he must maintain all current contact information with the PR bond office, which means don't let there be a situation where you change phone numbers or something and they try to find you and your numbers are no good or they don't know where you're living. that's going to be a violation. So you just maintain the current contact information with the PR bond office and continue to report as you did. You can't change your monitor, okay? Keep the monitor the way you have it. It should have a
Yes.
GPS capability on there, and that's another requirement that I have, okay?
Yes, and then I was gonna ask you, for example, my mother had a COVID case and she got in vegetable status. My mother lives in Ciudad Juarez. Can I go visit her?
I don't have any problem with that as long as you have your monitor, okay?
Okay, thank you,
The
ma'am.
monitor has GPS on it. You know, keep PR informed when you're reporting to them, you know, so if they start to have any questions, but he will have that permission, Mr. Huffman, okay?
Yes, ma'am. And then also, like, if I get a job at night shift, can I work night shift?
I don't have a curfew. Was there a curfew on there? Let me go back to the bond order. Random, commit no new offenses, no illegal drug, current contact information. I will impose a curfew, but the exception to that curfew is that if you are working or going to school, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
All righty.
Can I ask a couple questions?
Uh-huh.
Mr. Avila, your phone number is still 255-9916?
Yes, sir, that's my phone number.
And then your email, avila8032@gmail?
Yes, sir.
All right, please let me know if that changes, okay?
Yes. So if like right now having with my phone number bill a little bit of trouble, if I change my phone number, do I report it to my peer bond?
To PR bond, yes.
And your attorney, okay?
And-
Do not lose contact. Sounds like you have a lot going on, Mr. Avila. So, you know, with your mom, work and all of those things,
Yes.
please keep everybody updated because the number one red flag is when PR bond starts to say, we can't find him. As soon as they say we can't find him, to let him know, or you're not checking in, Mr. Huffman, remind him here in this court, did he check in, Mr. Marufo?
Yes, Judge.
Yesterday? Okay, so every time you have a hearing in this case, in your DWI case, you have to check in with my bailiff on Monday morning, okay? As soon as, we start hearing that we can't find you, that's gonna be the first thing that's gonna make me issue a warrant for you, okay? So don't do that.
And then who checks in on Monday, me or the attorney?
You,
Okay.
okay? Get with your attorney, Mr. Huffman. He's in the same office as the other attorney that you have on your misdemeanor case, and he will give you all the information, okay? Checking in here in this court is just like you are right now, coming on Zoom, and then the bailiff is Mr. Marufo.
Okay, and then but my lawyer is gonna be the same one for the resisting arrest, right? They're gonna be the same attorney.
It's the same office, it might be different individuals. So on your felony, it's Mr. Rick Huffman who is here. He is with the Public Defender's Office. The Public Defender's Office represents you on your misdemeanor, but I'm fairly certain it's a different individual, a different attorney.
Okay, so Rick Huffman.
And I'll call you here in a few minutes.
Okay?
Okay.
So we'll
Yes,
get
sir.
the
Thank you.
bond order going. If anything comes up, Mr. Huffman, you let me know. We'll get you the arraignment paperwork, all of that stuff. Thank you, Mr. Avila. I appreciate your attention, your questions, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, who's next?
That was the last one, Judge. I just got Mr. Williams